Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com for life coaching and mentoring. Let's just philosophize this evening. Let's talk a little bit about good and evil. You know, tragedy happens. And interestingly enough, tragedies can often unify people, whether it's a death in the family. Those can be tragic, even if it's grandma and you've seen it come and it's still tragic. But it happened around here. A little girl got hit by a car and the whole neighborhood seemed to come together. And they put up a few stop signs, so that's good. So tragedy can unify people and it can cause a positive change. That's not to say tragedy is a good thing. I'm just saying that there's good that comes out of tragedy. It can be a growing lesson. Even if it's just your own personal life or historically. Historical tragedies have been growing lessons for whole societies. We kind of hope to think that the Holocaust was a growing lesson. Maybe it won't happen again. We won't find these supervillains like Hitler again. Good and evil are generally looked at as subjective philosophies. However, I do think that there is objective truth to it. There is a good and an evil. If you kill a baby in any culture, I don't care if they're Pygmy, Watusi, Egyptian, Eskimo, German, Australian, I don't care where they are, American, you kill a baby in any culture, that's going to provoke a certain kind of reaction, one of shock, horror, anger. And that's a natural biological reaction because we all have a sense of procreation of our species, of our tribe, of our family. So we can look at murder of the innocent, as evil, clearly evil. So that's not subjective, that's very objective truth. That's testable, empirically testable, scientifically proven. We could prove it, and it has been proven throughout history that murdering innocent people is always looked at as evil. Good might be a little harder to define than evil. I think evil is easy to point out. Good gets overlooked. People ignore it, they don't see it. Oftentimes, nobody's pointing to it. You look at the news. The news never tells you what's good in the world. I wish they would have a news broadcast, maybe one exists, I don't know. YouTube seems to have everything, of just good news. Everybody's searching, cherry-picking the world for bad news. The well-informed person knows about all the bad news in the world. We overlook good, we ignore good, and then we go around saying what a fucked up world it is. How this world, it's like a trash world, prison planet. You ever have somebody try to preach to you, come up to you, or maybe online? I've had people do this online, but also in person. My own father used to do this to me. I've tried to convince you heavily of good versus evil, of a battle between good versus evil, and that our side is the good side, and their side is the evil side. This is pushed by preachers, pushed by corporations trying to sell you stuff. This is pushed by the government. I get really weary when people come up to me with this good versus evil battle, and they're always on the side of good. They're trying to convince me into being part of their side. Maybe they are on the good side, I don't know, but I do realize that that's a tool of manipulation. This good versus evil thing can be used by people to kind of force you to pick their side. If you don't pick my side, you're on the side of evil. And then you just have to sit and wonder as you walk away, what did I just sign up for? Did I just actually pick the good side, or did I pick the evil side? You know, the evil side's going to be a dirty, rotten liar. They're not going to tell you they're the evil side. The good side always tells you they're good, and the evil side is going to tell you they're good also, because they're dirty liars. They're evil. The thing that sucks, though, is when you're presented with this choice of good against evil, and you fail to choose good over evil, then you just fucked up. That's technically a sin. You will be punished. Karma will come get you. You have to ask yourself, is indifference and apathy to tragedy supporting evil? Is indifference and apathy to your fellow man supporting evil? It's hard to be indifferent to stories on the news of beheadings and rapes and old ladies and people like that getting killed. You got to be a monster to be indifferent to that or apathetic to that. It's horrible. But we're awfully indifferent and apathetic to our fellow man. We walk around with blinders on. You ignore pretty much everybody else in the world. I've been this way. I've seen people get mugged and just kept on walking. I watched a lady get mugged right in broad daylight on a bridge in D.C. She was jogging across the bridge, or walking across the bridge, I should say. And some homeless guy mugged her, took her purse. It was horrible. I didn't stop and help her. No one did. Not a single person stopped and helped this woman. She sat there on the ground, beaten, robbed. Not a single person stopped and helped. That's reality of where we live. That's how it works. That could have been you on the street, and no one's going to stop and help you. You think they are? People are awfully indifferent to others. You could kill yourself right now. I've often wondered this. And how long would it take anybody to even find the body? Weeks? Who knows? People are awfully indifferent and apathetic to each other. And if being indifferent, if failing to choose good over evil is a sin, if that's being in leagues with evil, if you fail to choose good over evil, you're either with good or against good. If you fail to choose good, you're against good. So is being indifferent to your fellow man, even in just small random acts of kindness, failing to look people in the eye and give them a nod and a smile like we used to, is that an act of evil? Are you in leagues with evil all day long? Some people just put their heels down with this stuff, and they'll ask you, well, why do I have to choose? Why do I have to choose? Some people, maybe they really have a fear of being on a losing side. What if you choose good and good loses? That would suck. So I guess there's people that sit on the fence with life, with everything in life, and they just kind of want to see who the winning side is. Maybe they think that's a hustler mentality. I think that's that kind of weasel mentality. Maybe they're selfish and narcissistic. I mean, you probably assume that. Maybe they've given up on themselves. They've given up on their soul. I noticed that out in the streets. A lot of people had given up on their souls. They felt like soulless people. If you were to ask somebody out in the streets selling dope, shooting at people, ask some of my friends who are bank robbers, full-time bank robbers, guys who had robbed 40 banks, that kind of stuff. They laugh at the notion of a soul. These are people that have truly given up on themselves. So, what do you do? Good against evil. Well, this is the hard part. You fight evil with love. That's unfortunately the only way to fight it. That's annoying. I wish you could fight evil with spears. Maybe we could paint little hearts all over our spears and fight evil that way. No, you got to fight it with love. It's simple. If you add evil to evil, it only makes more evil. It's like trying to add more salt to your stew to make it less salty. You're just making it more salty. You keep adding more. You're just making it worse, bro. You're just making it worse. You ruined it. No, love dilutes evil. I don't know. It's all food for thought.